All right, everybody, let's go, Jared. Come on, buddy. We're cheering for you, man. Cheering for Jared. All right, guys. Day 13. How we doing? How you guys doing out there? Are you guys pumped up and excited, ready to fucking kick some ass? You know, they tell me I shouldn't cuss in the very beginning of all this stuff because the algorithm or something, but yeah, all hell with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to worry about all that stuff, you know? I'm too busy being stoked. Are you stoked? Are you stoking that fire? I'm too busy trying to keep that critical eye locked down, except for today we're going to break them out for a minute because we're going to use them to get better. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you keeping that critical eye locked in except for when you let them out? Are you using that impulse control? That impulse control is a muscle that you got to strengthen, people. It is a psychological muscle that you got to strengthen. I'm not kidding about that now, okay? How's your schedule doing? Is your schedule on track? Are you getting whatever it is that is important to you done today? Okay. Now, you know, I was thinking about it the other day, and I've had this kind of thing happen to me before, like when it's time to do taxes or whatever, you know, I'm always like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then I got to go through all my receipts and all that kind of stuff and get all my deductions and make all my taxes. And, you know, I just don't want to do it. So what I do in order to get that, keep to a schedule and not let it drag out, is I do something to stoke my fire, and then I run right into doing that taxes or whatever that you know, thing that I don't want to do is, that little task that I don't want to do, that I dread doing or whatever. You know, I always think it's worse than it actually is. So one of the things I like to do is I like to work out or go for a walk or get all pumped up, listen to some music, and do some physical exercise, okay? And then that gets you mentally fortified in order to go into that task that you don't want to do, okay? You should be able to manipulate your emotional state so that it's possible for you to enjoy every task, even the ones you don't want to do. And if you don't want to do it, that just means you don't have enough steam in your boiler and you got to stoke yourself up. Okay? Stoke yourself up, keep that critical eye locked down, and then go right into that thing, that task that you have to do with your schedule, and then you'll be able to handle it no problem. Okay? Now I'm tripping all over my words today. It's because, you know, I got the weather, it changed, and I got all this pollen out here, and it's making me sneeze and all that stuff out here in the desert. You know, we get that every 2 or 3 weeks, once a year, twice a year. You know, we get it one time in the spring and one time in the fall when the weather's nice enough for all the flowers and the grass and everything to bloom, and then it spits out all that pollen all at once, and it's just like everywhere. And you're just like, oh my goodness. But it's nice though, because I'm not sweating my ass off. Because normally I'm sweating my ass off out here, you know, out in the desert, you know, because it's hot as hell, man. But it's all right, because I've always been a board short, tank top kind of guy. Barbecue out back with a nice beer, cold beer, and have a good time. That's what we're all about. Get the flip-flops going. You know what I'm saying? Flip-flops is where it's at. Now, I'm still working on them interviews. I'm excited about it. I'm almost done setting up my software. Now, it's taken me a minute because I got all these other deadlines to do, you know, and I still trying to pump out these videos and all that good stuff and be excited about life. And I'm knocking off my little to-do list one at a time. I got a big ass list, you know what I'm saying? It keeps growing. I'm trying to I got to get over here and do this other thing. But I do need more subs, shares, and likes so that I can interview these people. And it helps me out. I need you to help me out on this, because it helps me out when I go to them and I say, hey, would you chit chat with me for an hour of your time? And they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who's that guy over there? Who you? And then what they do is they go look at my little YouTube or X or whatever, and they're like, I don't know you, and you ain't got nothing going on. I don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. You could talk to me. I'm not like those other weirdos. I'm the good weird, not the creepy weird. You know, I'm not trying to whatever. I just want to talk about creativity. You know, I want to spread this kind of concept of creativity and the refinement of your mind and the elevating of your life through creativity. And they're like, oh, that sounds okay, but I don't know. You know, you don't have enough followers. You don't have enough clout. You know, you're not a big enough clout goblin yet. You know, you got to work on that. So, hey, I'm asking you guys, help me out here, okay? Give me a share, give me a like, give me a comment. Give me a sub, help get me more subs, or whatever the hell this shit is where I gotta, you know, figure out how to kiss ass right so that I get enough followers so that I can get these people on so they could be like, I like you. You's all right. You's all right. And, you know, I still got that going on. So let me move this camera out the way just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me see how we got. Okay, we're good. So that's what I got to do. So help me out on that. Now, I got some pretty good comments the other day. Now, I got a good one from Heidi. Okay, she got a nice frisky comment. She said bitch in the comment. And I love that kind of stuff. You know, I want to poke people, all right? I like it. I like it. Dirty mouths around here. I like it. I like James is talking about buzzing and all that. Shout out to James. He's always busting my ass about this timetable. And, you know, I got a couple of videos I want to share from him, but I just haven't had time to get him over to my new situation, my new setup. I got to get these other comic covers and other things that I'm working on done. Plus, I'm getting this whole Kitty City thing. Big pipeline, big production, big workflow. I'm putting it all in place to get it going so that once it starts, it's just like a mechanism that pow, 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 pow. Okay? So how about that? So then I got Mersh out here. He did a little comment. I really appreciate Mersh. Mersh was one of the first guys that I started watching on YouTube, believe it or not, Nightwave Radio, because I'm up so late, right? And so I really resonated with his curmudgeon attitude and his, you know, take no prisoners kind of approach. And so I appreciate that, and I appreciate his support. And he showed my artwork a couple times on his show and all that, and I really appreciated that. It really helped me when I was having a hard time. You know, I was down low. Had a hard time that year, and he showed some of my artwork, and I was like, okay, well, maybe there's a little sunshine peeking through. So, Mersh, I want to say thank you for that, okay? Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate that. Picked me up when I was down. We all need bros like that, people. We do. We all need bros like that. And hopefully I can be a bro like that to some people in the future. You know, because I hate being picked up. I hate being down, don't you? I'd rather be the one doing the picking up than the one getting the scruff of my neck pulled up like a little kitten. Don't like that. But, hey, we got to do it sometimes. You know, you do that. Then I got Professor Grass out there, and I really like that guy. He's, you know, professor of the grass, if you know what I'm saying. Is that what, bro, we love that around here, man. Whatever you're passionate about. And this guy is passionate about growing. He's got that green thumb, and he, like, figures out how to grow and everything like that. So we really appreciate that guy, you know. And we're all just trying to scrape and scratch and get to the top of our fucking bucket like we're the lobsters trapped in that boiling water. And I don't know what we're trying to, I don't know if we're trying to get out or we're trying to stay in and boil quicker, so he tastes better. I don't know what we're trying to do, but we're all trying to do something. And that's what I want to support. That intent of desire, of genuine desire, okay? That's what's important. That's what we're trying to focus on. And that's what we're trying to amplify around here. So if y'all can help me amplify that, I would sure appreciate it, okay? Help me amplify that excitement, that genuine desire, that positivity, and then we'll make you one of the little, you know, positivity Jedis out there with their lightsaber cutting through all the fucking bullshit, you know? That's why I look at all this social media stuff. It is hilarious how these people get in fights and whatnot and take everything serious. Bro, it's all entertainment, okay? It's all busting balls, man. What happened to people, man? They're all thin-skinned pussies out here, man. And hey, I'm just going to say I love a good pussy, but come on now, you know? That's a little bit of a twinkle twinkle right there, all right? You know, I always try to do that double entendre stuff and wrap a little bit of that sexuality into everything we do, because that's a little spice of life. And once you lose that spice, people, what the hell are you even doing? You just eating and getting fat? You just eating ho-hos and ding-dongs, okay? Not the good ones. I tell you, Ethan Van Sciver was talking about Inman's donuts the other day, the chocolate kind, and boy, that made me want some of them donuts, man. I was like, damn, I need some of them donuts. Melting in your mouth, getting them all fresh. I was like, God, I could really go for some of those. But I'm up here in the high desert. There ain't no donut place around here worth its salt. Come on now. Quit torturing me, EVS. Quit it. All right, so we got that all out the way. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is shoot me your pickle comments, okay? I mean, your pickle recipes. I need them recipes now. I'm going to try and pickle me some eggs, some hard-boiled eggs, okay? Because I thought, hey, that would be good with the pastrami sandwich. And I'm going to try and make some new mustard, all right? Now, I know Mersh is always talking about that boar's head mustard, and I got some of it. It was pretty good, but I think I can do better. I think I can do better. I think I can make it a little hotter, a little more twangy, and a little bit more nice texture. So I'm going to give that a try. If you got mustard recipes, shoot them at me. Anything kind of recipe that's going to go with this pastrami sandwich, or if you got any ideas, throw it at me, because we pulling that pastrami sandwich together, I think, in 2 weeks, all right? So this next week, we're going to do a little bit more pickling to things. And then the week after that, it's going to be the Sunday when we're actually going to smoke that bad boy and cut into it, and damn, I can't wait for it. That's why, you know, you can't just make 10 pounds of it, okay? That's why one flat from one brisket is 10 pounds of meat. You might think, boy, Ray, that's a lot of meat. Nah, bro. You pull that bad boy off the fucking, you know, smoker, and you already ate through halfway of it. You're done, and you haven't even put it in the refrigerator yet. Then you got a couple of friends come over, and they're like, I heard you were doing that pastrami. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get some. Turn around, it's gone. It's gone in 3 days. You spent 2 weeks brining it, and it literally does take about 24 hours to smoke it right, because it does, okay? You spent 24 hours, and then it's gone in like 3 hours, and you're mad at yourself that you didn't double the recipe. So that's why I fucking double the recipe, people. Now, eventually, I'm going to show you my smoke setup. I got a nice little vertical smoker. I like it. I like it. What I'm going to do is get a bigger smoker so I can put about 16 of them fuckers on there. Okay? I want to put 16 of them flats on there and smoke it. All right? Now, it was funny. I saw something on X the other day, and Dick Masterson, he brought it up. And there's this guy, right? And this guy's going around, and he's giving out grants to paint a mural-sized portrait of that girl who just got her neck flayed, okay? And he said he's going to pay up to $10,000 a mural. And I said, oh, hell yeah, okay? Because I was thinking, here's what I thought, right? Bam, we go down there for one weekend, right? I take that 10 grand, I'll probably buy $1,000 worth of paint, you know what I'm saying? And then we take the rest of that and buy ourselves one of them smokers that you can put on the back of your truck, you know what I'm saying, and drag it around like it's on a trailer. And we just go ahead and throw ourselves a big-ass barbecue the whole weekend when we're down there doing this mural. You know what I mean? And then have that big old barbecue to smoke. We'll do smoked brisket, we'll do smoked ribs, we'll do smoked pork, and smoked bratwurst, because I know Mersh be loving them bratwurst, but we'll do it. And just throw a big party when we doing the mural. When I say we, I mean me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to do it, okay? I seen your heads, all right? Come on now. We're still working on them, all right? We're going to do that mural, and then we're going to live stream it, okay? Maybe we'll try to get Dick Masterson or all those guys down there, whatever, to come by or whatever and kind of hype it up a little bit. But, bro, wouldn't that be fire? So if I get I emailed the guy. I already emailed the guy. If I get it, if I get that grant or whatever for the 10 grand, I'll do it. Okay, and then I'll do the thing. We'll stream it up, and whoever's in the SoCal region, all you guys, you'll have to come down, come through. You know, we'll just go ahead and fucking throw a fat ass barbecue, and then we'll set up a little table where people could chit chat on stream or whatever, and just all be in the background, paint my ass off, because I've done murals before. Okay, I've done murals in restaurants and in other places on walls and whatnot, and you know, I've done them before. No big deal. It just takes the time. It just takes time, all right? And so we'll go ahead. You'll see me painting in the background. We'll have people chit-chat in the foreground. It'll be a lot of fun. That's if this guy gives me that grant. I ain't doing it for free, people. What do you think I am, a charity? Fuck that, you know what I'm saying? But if he throws down that 10 grand, we'll roll down there. I'll fucking pick up a little brand new smoker out of the whole thing. And then guess what? Bam, we smoking. Bam, we doing a cross country. Bam, we taking smoking from city to city to city. We're going to go ahead and stream it. I'll go paint it. We'll do a 30-day challenge, okay? We'll do cross country in 30 days. And we'll make a little video every time we stop somewhere. We'll fire up the smoker, or whatever, and we'll throw a little fucking get together. Have a great time. Won't that be fire? That'll be fire. Of course, no weirdos. If you're a weirdo, don't come, okay? I already had enough weirdos, all right? Don't need none of them weirdos, all right? But if you're the good weird, you can come. But if you're clingy, don't come, okay? Just stay at home and watch it on stream, okay? I'll send you a brisket or a bratwurst to your house, okay? But I'm sure we ain't got none of those people around here, do we? No, we only got the good people around here, all right? We only got the good weirdos. You know, every artist is a damn weirdo. This is what kills me is people are saying, well, he's an artist, but he's not very nice. Bitch, don't you know anything about artists? You ever heard of Salvador Dali, Gustav Klimt? You ever heard of some of these Pablo Picasso weirdos? Absolute fucking weirdos, okay? And I mean, if you were saying, well, he's an engineer, but he's not very nice, maybe I'd give you something. Or he's an accountant, and boy, he's wild. You know, that would grab my attention, right? But an engineer, I mean, an artist who's a little crazy, bro, that's status quo. What's wrong with you people? You know what I mean? All artists are fucking bizarre, weird, drama-filled, you know, they're like these cats that have their own, I don't like my food this way. Knock it off the fucking counter. That's the way artists are. Don't you? I mean, come on, people, get that through your head, all right? That's why it'd be in your best, in your best incentives, you know, it'd behoove you to become an artist, because then you can use that excuse. I'm an artist, okay? That's why, like, I've been around people and I said some shit and they'd be like, oh, what's up? You weird. What's wrong with you? And somebody else said, oh, it's okay. He's an artist. Oh, okay. It don't make no sense, but I fucking love it. It gives me that carte blanche, that carte blanche. You know, that's how the French say it. That carte blanche to do whatever the hell I want to do. And, you know, that's what you ought to do too. Work it into your fucking schedule, you know? I mean, have you ever noticed that people... It's so funny. People meet other people and use the stereotype of that person. So when they first see you, if you're a big black guy, they're gonna think basketball player. If you're a guy that's dressed in surf outfit, they're gonna think dumbass surfer guy. So just lean into it, you know, just like, oh, that's right, I was surfing the nar, bruh, you know, oh, and all that. Just lean into it, all right? Until then you can have some fun with them and really fuck with them. All right, that's enough of that kind of stuff, okay? That's enough of that good stuff. Now, I wanted to talk about what we're going to do for the drawing today, all right? And, you know, when we're talking about drawing, what I want to tell you is that drawing is just a strategy of thought. Okay? It's just an organizational process to keep the details and the large brushstrokes of your thought process in the correct order. Okay? It's an optimization of thought ordering. Think about that, people. Now, once you really have an epiphany and realize that artwork is just ordering how you think, you're going to get pissed off. Okay? Because that's going to reflect that some people are able to think much better than you. So, and you're able to think better than other people. Okay? It doesn't have a thing to do with your strength. It doesn't have a thing to do with your dexterity, your height, your weight. It doesn't have nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with something that we all have access to, which is the organization of our thought. Okay? And once I realized that, it really made me mad when other people could draw better than me. I was like, motherfucker, how do I need to change my thought process in order to be able to execute on that high level of drawing, draftsmanship, painting, or whatever? So today, we're going to elevate our thought process, your thought process, to the next level. And here's how we're going to do that. We're going to elevate your box head. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? When you're crushing box, you're giving head, you're crushing that box. So we're going to elevate that shit to the next level. So all them ladies out there, it's going to tickle their toes pink the next time you're going to crush their box. I mean, we're talking about how to elevate your box, okay? And women, your box too. I'm sure your box is fine, okay? Well, enough of that box talk, okay? Let's come on down here to camera 2 and let's talk about what we're going to do and how we're going to elevate that box, okay? Now, right here, I've already laid out in pencil right here. Throw me up in the corner if you would. I already laid out my pencil. Okay, here's what I got right here. And we got our box, okay? Well, if you take the box and you add the simple facets, what you get is a mannequin. And that mannequin becomes our new box. So no longer are we gonna draw our boxes like this, unless you need to. If you still need to, we're gonna draw our box like this. This becomes our new box, and that's our elevated box. You get what I'm saying? Okay, now your box game is tight, bro. You're gonna roll in there and everybody's gonna know you're the master of the box, okay? Ain't that what you wanna be known as, man? Come on, young blood, ain't that what you wanna be known as? That's right. Okay, so then you take your mannequin and you add your detail and you get your character. You see how easy that is? This is One Punch Man, by the way. Bam, One Punch Man. He's like, mannequin plus detail equals character. So we already start out on an elevated plane because we already have our box plus the simplified facets of the face is our mannequin. Bam, that's what we're doing today, okay? So then it's gonna look like this. Bam, there's our starting out, there's our mannequin. That's our new box, people. Then we have our simplified features, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna lay that out real quick for you. All right, so check this out. This is how we used to do it. We got our box right here. Boom. Okay, you can see that, right? I'm gonna pull that down, try to get it right there so you can see it. And I'm drawing at an angle, so if these lines ain't squaring up perfectly, don't worry about it. But the important thing that I'm talking about here is the thought process, okay? I'm trying to elevate your thought process. It doesn't have to be perfect on the lines on the page. This is just a representation of what I want you to think like, okay? And it's good to add little pluses and stuff like that because it really helps you to remember, okay? So then you're gonna say, Ray, what are the simple facets based on? Well, they're based upon the generalized forms of the skull, okay? So we have the generalized forms of the skull right here. No big deal. You don't have to really even remember this part. I'm just showing this to you so you understand where it comes from. So if you want to even utilize this to make your skull, you can do so, okay? All right, so that's the generalized skull right there, okay? Now you can see our box is still around it, right? I'm gonna do it with the dotted lines. There's our box, our old box, okay? Nobody likes old box, people. Nobody likes old box. Okay, everybody who doesn't know, I hope the hell that you do know this, but the box is synonymous with vagina, okay? The box is a slang term for vagina or pussy, okay? So nobody likes old box, okay? All right, so then there's our box right there, okay? So we got our old box, but we're about to update it, okay? We're about to get a little vagina rejuvenation going on in here, okay? So this is gonna be our new box. New box is better than the old box, all right? So our new box is just gonna be what we're gonna call a mannequin, okay? And this is our mannequin right here. You can see that okay? We can get the midline going right there. Got the forehead right there, got the side of the head right there. This is our mannequin. We got the corner of the cheek right there, okay? That's it, okay? That's our new box, right? Now we're all awesome because we're walking around. We got new box. That's what everybody wants, the new box, all right? New box is better than the old box, okay? Then we go ahead and add our details or whatever. And when you add your details to the box, it becomes a character, okay? Now, this character is One Punch Man, right? Which we already said. If you don't know who One Punch Man is, he's just an anime character, or a manga character, anime too, I guess. And he says, okay. He's happy about it, right? The joke about One Punch Man is that he doesn't really get emotional or anything like that. Nothing really matters to him because he knocks everything out in one punch. Okay, we'll go ahead and put his little neck down there. All right, so there he is. He's like, okay, sounds good. So then remember, the box plus simple facets equals mannequin. Okay, and then the mannequin. Now I'm writing this at an angle, people, so that you can see it, so it's not an angle for you. So that's why it looks all funny, if it does look funny. Plus detail equals character. And our character is One Punch Man. A little smiley face right there, so you remember, okay? Now write this shit down, and what it's going to do is it's going to help you remember. Now that's a mnemonic memory technique, or a mnemonic memory technique. Okay, go Google that. You'll see I'm smarter than your average bear. Okay, so here we got down here we got our mannequin is the new box. Mannequin is new box. Boom! Mannequin is the new box, and this is our mannequin. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can keep the top of the box visualized in the corner of the box. That's all we really need. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and then create our mannequin. Okay. That's our mannequin right there. We'll put the eye line in there too. Okay? There's our mannequin right there. Now, if you want to change the angle, you just change the angle of this box. Okay? So, say you want to put it in this kind of perspective, right? Boop. There you go. And then you draw the mannequin accordingly. Okay? Go something like that. All right? No big deal. Okay? Now, here is what I wanted to say about the mannequin is then you put in the simplify simplify features. So we have our mannequin, he's at a different angle, okay, and then put this ear in, bottom of the mandible, the jaw, okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to, there's the eye line right here, the nose line, the mouth line. Just go ahead and simplify the features. Don't even worry about the correct shape or a good shape or whatever. Don't worry about that. Just make sure they're in the correct position and they're the correct proportion. Okay? And then what happens is it automatically looks correct. Okay? You can always refine your shapes and all that kind of stuff as you get better at art. Okay, but the one thing that you have to have right off the bat for it to look right is the correct position and the correct proportion. So if you can get that nailed in your mannequin and do that consistently, bro, you're ahead of the game. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this box in perspective. Okay, so here's our box right here, right? Like that, it's in perspective. All right, so then the lines, when they're in perspective, become curves, right? So here's his eye line right here. It's really a curve, okay? And then here's his nose line, and here's his mouth line right there, okay? So then we're gonna go ahead and put the cheekbone that goes down to the jaw, put the cheekbone that goes down to the jaw, okay, like so. We're gonna put in the eye line, hang the eyes on the eye line. He's looking up at you. He's mad at you for some reason. Put the nose in the proper perspective, like that, and then put the mouth, becomes a curve as well. And see, he's looking at you. Maybe he's about to say something. We'll darken out that little part right there. He's about to say something. And then go ahead and finish off the head. Finish off the head, like so. Put in the ears. The ears are going to be elevated above the eye line because he's in, well, that ear's too big. We'll make that one bigger. Because the ears are going to be in perspective as well, okay? And then here's the little area of his forehead, okay? There you go, you got it, right? Easy peasy. Look at that, no problem. We nailed that, okay? So lines become curves in perspective. Okay, and then over here, I'm just going to draw a little One Punch Man. And One Punch Man is known for his workout. And I'm going to tell you what his workout is. Okay? So here's One Punch Man. He's got his little cape on there. And he always has his hands on his hips. He doesn't really care. He's more worried about coupon clipping and going shopping and getting lunch than he is being a superhero. And I'm telling you, that's based, bro. That's based. I'm all about that. Dude, I'm on that speed. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that vibe. Okay, so he has his cape right here going down like so. Okay, now One Punch Man, his workout that he tells everyone, everybody asks him, how did you get so good? He says, oh, I do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. Okay, now I don't expect you to do that. We're going to come back up to one. I don't expect you to do that. But what I do expect you to do is to put in the work that you want to put in for the passion and the objects that you want to get. What does that mean? Okay? We talked about it earlier. Okay? You want something. What is it that you want? What do I want? What's our natural desire? What's our genuine desire? Again, we go back to that agreement that we made, the agreement of truth, okay? This is where you can't lie to yourself. You can't say, oh, what I want is to go out into the world and help other people. Bro, fuck that. Nobody wants that shit, right? What do you want, okay? You could be, what do you want right this minute? Oh, I want some ice cream. Then, okay, work that into your schedule. After you get off work or whatever, you're going to swing by the ice cream joint and get yourself a big fatty ice cream cone, all right? Or you say, hey, I want to be happy. Okay, well, what are the things required to be happy? What makes you happy? You can't lie to yourself. This is where that agreement of truth comes in. Critical, okay? Agree with yourself. Make the agreement right now if you haven't, to be honest with yourself and never to lie to yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself deep down here, deep down in your basement. That's the basement of your soul, right? Where your feet really touch who you are. Make that agreement. You're never going to lie to yourself. So, oh yeah, I was trying to kill that motherfucker when I hit him with my car. Not going to lie about it. Now, don't tell anybody but your lawyer that. Don't admit that shit, all right? But be honest with yourself. Be like, you know what? I really do want to be like, eating some meat, even though my wife's a vegetarian. And I'm saying, oh yeah, honey, being a vegetarian is much better than having a big fat pastrami sandwich. Be honest with yourself and start to align your life with the authentic self of who you are. And give yourself your genuine desires so you don't turn into one of these weirdos that's all clingy and creeping around everywhere. And you just show up one day and kick your feet up on the table and your wife's looking at you like, what are you putting your feet up on the table? That's the table that I just bought for $5,000 because I want to show it off to my friends. And just be like, bitch, hush, okay? Kick your feet up on the table, turn on the show you want to watch, and pull that big fat pastrami sandwich out your pocket and set it down. It's all oozing, it's got all that nice au jus going on, it's all juicy as a motherfucker. You got your crispy fries, and enjoy when you look over at her and she's sitting there going, well, who are you? Who are you? When did you become this guy? I don't like this guy. And just be like this. Pop your beer and just be like, look at the TV. I can't handle the smell of that beef. I can't. Be like, bitch, go on. Okay? Go on. Okay? And get like that. And you fucking reward yourself with that pastrami sandwich. Don't let other people impose upon you their morality. If you're around people that you have to virtue signal to, or that you have to present a false image of yourself to, you're their slave. Wake up, you're their slave. So get out there, get yourself that pastrami sandwich, and let's fucking kick some ass. Let's go, come on, let's fucking